Reg, you I think have the Team Drivers Report, I think, at on hand. But one of the tools is just one of those things that we believe is is to this point about providing that quick to insight to teams, and then how that then drives outstanding and sustained business results. So, Reg, do you want to do a quick overview of the Team Drivers Report, and then I'll get
Yeah,
my perspective.
And I'll do it kind of connecting it to some of the feedback that Vivian shared. She
Right.
got feedback. Oh, and in this case, you're being too emotional, or in this situation, you need to do this. Well, teams need that insight as well.
Correct.
And so this kind of it's called the Team Drivers Report, and the whole idea is that just like there can be fantastic feedback for leaders, there can be fantastic feedback for teams.
Mhm.
And I don't want to go through too much of this, but everything on this side of this little model, it's got 4 chunks to it. In other Rejuvi events, we've talked about kind of what these 4 things mean. But everything on this side of this little Team Drivers Report helps a team to understand their strengths and their weaknesses in relationship to how they're growing the business, right? Think about a rock climber, how they are reaching out into hunt for new possibilities for an organization. Everything on this side of the actual Team Drivers Report isn't so much about building the organization to the future. It's really about how the organization is protecting and building and being able to build processes so they sustain what they've achieved thus far. So it's a little bit like feedback to the team on how they build to the future their offense, and feedback to the team on how they sustain and protect their defense. And this, to me, actually makes available an entire pharmacy of insights for a team on how to build and sustain their organization. And I think this is the future, right? Superfood for teams.
Yes, for teams, and how it becomes superfood for teams is it basically identifies what each leader's superfood is, right?
Yes, number 2.
What is their quadrant of strength? Are there superfoods about building a business? Are there superfoods about sustaining a business? And guess what? Everybody else knows what that specific leader B's superfood is, and guess what? They can all kind of share that across the hive. And that's the beauty here too. Is how do you connect the dots, not just to make the leader better, but the team better? And when you do that, you basically drive the business.
Yeah, and we have so much experience with this now, right? With this particular report. So, it's one thing to say what this report informs. What's the capability of this team to build to the future, play offense, and sustain, play defense. But this is color coded. Like, why is this team's strength right here, right? Why is its weakness right here? And what do those things mean? And if you look really, really close at the numbers inside of this leadership table, right, it starts to tell you, well, wait a minute, even though overall this particular piece of work is a red zone, meaning it's a weakness for the team, there's one person at that team table that has this as a strength. So we need to go to this person for their superfood in this particular section to have them share what they know how to do with the other folks who are not as advanced yet in that space of the organization, right? It's a 2-level report.
Yeah, and I believe one of the biggest predictors of great leadership is peer leadership, right? Is the ability to lead peers and self for excellence. So